How's time? What's happening? What is up, everyone? Hope your week's going good. What do we got here? I actually got a screen up so I can do what I need to do with the software and I can actually kind of read the chats too. What's up, Chris? Ringer, you got the prize pack. That is awesome, bro. I am happy to hear that. I'm glad you are satisfied with the prize. I'll be curious to see how many people show up tonight, being that we have no prize pack for the large giveaway. But I am trying to think of another night to do a live. I'm thinking maybe probably Friday or Saturday. Sunday is going to be really tough for me. That's kind of the day that I take care of everything around the house. But I'll figure that out here. If I don't get it started this week, I'll definitely get it started when I get back from vacation because I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks. But I will keep the live on the table for that Wednesday, kind of talk to my wife about it. We'll see how it works, just taking the laptop and maybe kind of getting together and going a little bit slower with the live in that particular way. So I'm excited. Been waiting for summer vacation all summer, and we're seeing Halloween decorations up and seeing fall close out, and we haven't even hit summer break. So I'm pumped. We're gonna be hitting up the beach. So we got a couple of you guys in here. I'm hoping some more folks will join. I think this is a good time slot. I know last week again the 4,000 subscriber giveaway. So we had a big turnout. I'm really hoping some folks turn out on Wednesdays because I'm thinking of some other things that I can do with the lives to keep it kind of fun. What are y'all up to today? Anything good? Week going good? And I apologize if I'm looking past the camera. The chat is up here behind the camera now, and the stuff that I'm using to manage the live streams down here on the laptop. It's all I could really do with the limited space I have for now until the kids are moved out whenever they finish with college. I won't really have like a dedicated office to do this from, but this is definitely better than being in the garage for sure. And then I listed a couple of knives that I'm gonna move along to kind of recoup some funds to get some more content going for the channel. There's a couple of things. Actually, I have one right here that I need to probably record the unboxing for the members only. And probably when this is over, I'll probably take care of that. I believe that's a pass around. And then I have a couple of things coming in from purchases that I'm anxious to get a hold of. I'm really excited about those. Let's see. Week has been busy, brother. Man, work has been kicking my tail. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been like a lot of meetings and there's a lot of stuff happening as we kind of gear towards the end of the year and trying to do a push to meet all our goals. And it's just been like a blur. But job security, right? Can't complain about that. Always happy to have that job security. I got a couple things here on the table that I wanted to talk about too tonight. So, as I mentioned, I have the Voodoo sold quick, and then I have the Evo and the Atom, and then I have the Venom Jack here on the table. I'm just going to kind of talk about it maybe like midway through some of the stuff that I want to offer up before too many people, or before I put it on Reddit, but give folks here that follow me either on Instagram or in on YouTube a chance to have priority over getting dibs on that kind of stuff. So, hey, Big Hams, what's up? Thanks for joining. Got a few folks in here. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay. So the way that YouTube works, because I have the live content up behind you because I couldn't toggle before, so I'm getting to kind of see how everything works through YouTube. Was that the computer? Or was that my phone? I thought I turned that off. It is off. Yeah, Chris, I'm selling the Venom Jack. I traded someone that wanted the gold, and they had the blue camo carbon, and I do really like the knife. But what I'm finding is like when stuff is really, really nice, I find myself a little bit reluctant to carry it. And man, it's really hard to get that to show up. So I'm not really using it. Whereas with the Hedgehog, it's kind of at a price point that I don't mind using it, if that makes sense, and carrying it. And I find myself really trying to protect and keep that in a real pristine condition. And I kind of feel guilty because I buy this stuff because I want to use it, and I do, carry it, but I don't even know that I've cut with that one since I've traded. So let's see here. Work Knife Balance. What's up, brother? Another good channel out there. If you guys haven't checked out Work Knife Balance, definitely go over and take a look at his content. And if you enjoy it, subscribe. I know he would appreciate that. Thanks, big hands. I'm glad it's soothing and not annoying. That is for sure. Yeah, big hams. I'm actually waiting. I didn't know which one I wanted, so I actually got the green micarta with the black wash blade, and I picked up the G10, um, the satin. I think it's a satin finish. I'm not 100% sure. The uh, JD G10. So I'm waiting for those to come in. I think they're supposed to arrive tomorrow. I was kind of hoping they'd come in early. I got a box from the past round tonight, so yeah, sold out in Canada for the Vision FG. Yeah, I anticipated that one would sell out. And in all honesty, like I said in the last live, I think it's done better than the Wii variant. I like the thumb studs because they stand proud over top of the scale, so it's easier to get to. For me, the opening hole was so tight to the scales that I had to kind of force down in there and flip it open, but it worked good for the reverse flick. So I like that, and I love that they increased the lock bar side and moved the pocket clip. Like I think all of those were huge upgrades, and I imagine if everyone gives that type of praise, they may come out with a second variant for the Wii version and keep it titanium and 20 CVM premium, but maybe like put the thumb studs with the opening hole, and I think that would work really well. Oh, you have a local dealer that carries Civivi? I've actually looked around. The closest I have is Green Top that I know of, and Green Top carries like Medford, Benchmade, CRKT, Spyderco. They don't have any imported. Well, I guess I can't say they don't have an imported because CRKT and oh yeah, they always carry Kershaw. So stuff like that they carry. Yeah, the jumping on the super lot. Yep. The jumping. And I love the fact that they went around the top of the super lock with that jumping. I think that's really going to improve it. I think everybody's going to love that. I only handled it for a little while at Blade Show, and I do remember that I enjoyed it way more and just was so much easier to actuate. For me, the Wii actually, I had such little space. It was getting on the tip of the finger, and I just couldn't, fidget with it very much. Not that, fidget's not a priority, but most of us, I think, we fidget, we flick our knives open and close all the time, and we enjoy that. And for me, like getting to that super lock was just so tight, and then the lock was so strong that it would just start to make the fingertips sore, and I would find that I'd put it back in the pocket and stop messing with it. So yeah, I think that the jimping and the increased size of the lock is going to be awesome for that one. The QSP Penguin slip joint. I saw that one, and I'm not 100% sure because it's the regular Penguin size, right? But they made it into like a slip joint, a non-locking. Um, I'm not 100% sure. I think I'd want to check it out first before I committed to buying that one. And then I saw the Elementum Warncliffe. I think that was a smart move by them. It's still a little small for me, but it's a great knife to recommend to anyone that's just like I need a one and done pocket knife. I have a friend here local, and he wanted a recommendation, and he ended up getting the Elementum 2 button lock. I think that's how it's titled. I don't know, but y'all know what I'm saying. The one with the button lock that they came out with that had the flipper tab, the second variant. What's up, Hungry Bird? Hope you're doing good, bro. You ordered your shadow today. I saw that those were going to be coming. I still have not handled a shadow, so that is on the radar too. Uh, they were gone in a few hours. Yeah, no surprise there. Civivi, Weehawk, Spyderco. Man, they got a good variety near you. Microtech, Shiro. Wow. Yeah, they got quite the selection near you. I have to keep looking around to see if anyone around here has anything like that, but there's not a whole lot of variety. Most of the places that you go to are like Bass Pro. Green Top is a local sporting good place, but they have a good selection. They've grown substantially over the years. They've been around a long time. Yeah, yeah, it's been warm, but also these storms have been really crazy. I have folks that report to me like in different states, and I have one girl that was in Atlanta, she lost power, and then a lady in Tennessee that worked for me, she lost power too, man. And the storms have been like all around, knock on wood. For me, they have not been anywhere near me, and I'm good with that. I feel like we always lose power first if there's too bad of a storm. But we did have one not that long ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't put the umbrella down on our little patio table, and the wind caught it so quick and so hard it pulled the weight or the anchor into the glass, and it shattered everywhere and just annihilated the table. So this past weekend I spent like putting half of the new furniture set that we're putting out on the deck together, but there were so many bolts. It was so tedious. Like I could only get through half of it in 4 hours, and then I was like, well, I'll save the rest of it for next weekend because I don't want to spend 8 hours putting this together in one weekend, man. That's crazy. So we got a few people in here. Let me see what y'all got in your pockets. I'm gonna give you a pocket check here and see what you got. From me today, I carried. I showed it a little while ago. I have they're calling it the RSK Chaos now. I think is how it's pronounced. I'm really enjoying this one. Vosteed always does such a good job on their knives. Generally they have good detents. They do a good job with their locks. And this M390, it's treated at 60 to 62. I imagine if you got the satin variant or the satin variant period would probably be that 62 variety, and then these black wash they usually use one or two, so they're probably 60 61. I bet if this got tested. But I'm really enjoying the lock, and the ergos on this are really really good, and this just feels super premium for the money. Really really nice. I feel like this would be from like we probably 400 bucks, or if it was from a small boutique that was using Riot, probably around 400 bucks to get something like this. So this is a really good deal. I hope they come back in stock so people that are interested can get their hands on this one. I really liked the Mayhem more than I like Chaos. Um, I think of wreaking havoc versus causing chaos. I don't know if that makes any sense. I just like the name better. But the knife is fantastic. Great action. I think I put skiffs on this one. I'm trying to remember. Actually, this one might still be on the factory bearings. I'm not 100% sure. I have to go back and look at my videos because what I've been trying to do is in the unboxing, trying to do the disassembly for that as well. But now that I'm doing unboxings like a sneak peek for members. I'm gonna have to go back and kind of separate the videos for the disassembly because a lot of folks do give me the feedback that they like it and they appreciate me verifying or telling them the skiff size because they list some on the website, but not all of them. Right? Like cats and dogs. Yeah, I hear you on that, Hungry Bird. Just catching up on the chat. So I wanted to actually, I haven't had a chance to kind of shop around. And last week I couldn't do that because um, it was a little too hard to switch from the laptop monitor, like switch tabs to go back and forth. So I went ahead and grabbed the monitor, and I swear I didn't grab as big a monitor as I did. I could have swore they said it was like 19, and uh, I think it's like 24 or something. I don't know. I thought it was smaller when it came in. It's a little bit bigger than I thought because I was trying to make sure I didn't take too much space over here on the desk. So I'm gonna actually try to share the screen and see how that goes for you all in the background. And then I kind of want to look around, and this allows me to kind of still be able to keep up with the chat down here. Got the Spyderco PM2 and 15V. Nice. I hear really good things about 15V. I don't have any in my inventory right now. I was checking out Spyderco's S90V and I'm really enjoying that. And then the Para 3 Maximum. Yeah, I love Maximum. That's great steel. And you're flipping the EDC, Urban EDC Supply F5.5. Nice. Nice. Yeah, stay hydrated for sure. All right, so let's go. Well, let's check out the new arrivals since we're talking about because the FG, the Vision FG came in, and then the Sentinel Strike. I ordered that one too. I wanted to check that out because if I remember what I saw in the review correctly, it is aluminum with a G10 backspacer, or was it FRN? I think it was FRN because they were saying why not go with G10. And I think if we Civivi could go with the G Mascus backspacer on that, that would have been cool. But I worry about how much it would have driven up the price because I think using the aluminum is probably a little bit more expensive to manufacture, and then the assembly and the way that that is built, I am assuming that's why it's a little bit more expensive, which is I assume why they went with K10 because K10 you usually find like D2 on like $50 knives, and they were selling it for a little bit more. So Simcut has the is that Jubal liner lock knife? That looks like a gentleman's carry there. And then Boker has the Tech Tool slip. I'm not a big fan of Boker unless they're getting it manufactured by someone else. I know they've gotten some work done from Hogue and Riot. I want to say Riot. What's the other one? What's up, Gonzo? 15V Enjoyer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You haven't determined which one you like better. 15V and Maximum both patina, right? Am I remembering that right? Oh, we got some we got a new sync. Oh, no, that's a Boker. Is Boker making a button lock? $35. Yeesh. Can't hide my facial expressions on the live. Made in China. At least they're not making it unless it's their in-house. Oops, I went too far. So let's see what else we got here. Well, the good thing is, chat's not going too fast that I can't keep up. Man, there's a bunch of new Bokers. They got the Ria XOK back in stock. That one, I'll be honest with you, that one doesn't interest me. I'm not a super tactical type person. I'm more of a practical. I need something that I can use practical. I love that arc form, but it is just way too small. Is that aluminum or did they make that titanium? Funny that the Blackwash is more expensive. 154 cm. Color is bronze. Material is bronze? what is the material? Instead of fine tuning the flipper, over at Tough Nines, 154 cm. Oh, it's a bronze handle. I bet this thing weighs a ton. I should have probably looked at the weight. Yeah, 5 ounces. For the size being 7 1/4, 5 ounces, that's pretty heavy for that size. Let's see what else they got new going on here. You did get Frank. You got Hey, what's up, Frank? You got the XOK for fun. Um, if I wasn't worried that I was gonna like cut off a finger, I probably would check it out. But I think they are coming with a trainer, right? Isn't that what I have seen in the reviews? And it looks like they got some colored G10 arc forms. Those are pretty neat looking. I love how they did the two-tone instead of just leaving it all jade. That's pretty nice. There's some pulsars. I know people were looking for those, but I think you can get pulsar directly off the Kunwu site. But hey, use the link. I appreciate it if you do. Um, and go over there and grab yourself a pulsar. I guess I can drop that in the whoa, I lost the mouse. Oh, it's still on that screen. I guess I can grab the links, right? And drop those in there for you guys in case anybody wants to do a little shopping. A little shopping. Hang on 1 second. I gotta move this over because I can't do it from the streaming software. I gotta pop over real quick. What's up, G-Ball? That's another good channel. If y'all haven't checked out G-Ball, I'm sure most of you have, but if you haven't, check out his channel. If you like the content, give him a follow. He definitely works hard to put in good content. Yeah, work knife balance, $400 for 154 cm and bronze is I would probably pass on that. Actually, I will pass on that as well. That definitely does not interest me whatsoever. Let me go ahead and get back to sharing. I wanted to finish looking. I haven't been able to shop in a while. There's been so much going on. So I dropped the link in there in case anybody wants to actually go over and pick anything up. The link just it's a small kickback. I actually have to wait a couple months to earn anything to be able to buy something to do for a giveaway. That's why I hadn't done any in a little while. I wanted to save up to get that PM2 that I did for 4,000 subscribers. Eventually, oh, I'm out. Sorry, I didn't mean to move out of the screen. Ah, G-Ball's recording. I got you, brother. I'm gonna be doing the same thing when we're done here. Arcform is made by Protec. That makes sense because a lot of their stuff is made from aluminum, and that bronze looked kind of Protec-ish because when they did it for the Malibu, I think the Malibu they do that some, and then I think there was a TR3 or another one that they did like that as well. Those uh those Titanium skinny scales, don't they kind of remind you of the Buzz? Like a little bit? Looks like the Devo Buzz, just the flat scales, not the Lotus. I think the Lotus are a little bit nicer for me personally, but here we are on the Civivi FG. Mustard Rolls Wonder. Is that Works Wonder? Mustard Works Wonder. I've not tried that before, man. Home Remedy 101. Let's see here. So I got these two here. I got the Jade G10 and the Micarta. I'm not surprised that the Damascus surprises me a little bit that that is out of stock. That they either didn't make a bunch or a bunch of people bought that one because I would have rather had the 14, I'm sorry, the Nitro V over top of the 10 CR that they're now doing. They kind of upgraded to from 9 CR to 10 CR for their Damascus, but adversely, I would take that Sentinel Strike and that 10 CR over the K110 just for its stainless attributes. Now, I went ahead and picked up, oh, I don't see it. And I must have passed it. I think I picked up the black one. The camera was blocking the black with the green FRN and the coated blade just for the additional peace of mind against corrosion. But the K110 is definitely going to hold its edge better. But 10CR is nothing to snicker at. I mean, it's a decent steel considering that you're getting like a little bit of a fancier pattern if you're into that kind of stuff. See, just catching up on the chat. What's up, Frank? I love the bronze finish Protec does. Yeah, it looks good. It has a nice, it's not too blingy, and it doesn't look super artificial like some of them do when they do the coating on there as opposed to the anodizing. It's a really nice job that they put on there. Frank said that the art form is tempting. I mean, if it speaks to you, man, the quality's there. If Protec's making it, I bet it fires hard, and I bet it's well built. Hogue does a good job manufacturing for folks. Protec definitely would pick one of their knives up, and the price makes sense if they're having Protec manufactured, if that is correct, because the return for them to have that knife made and then sell it and still give Protec cut for making it, it's going to be tight for them. But I am interested in checking out the Sentinel Strike because I didn't pick up the limited Wee Ziphius. I think it's the one that it looks like. Um, I just didn't love the finishes. The silver with the carbon fiber was probably the best looking one, but I'm hoping that they do a non-limited variant where it's just kind of maybe the carbon fiber on the titanium, but I guess they couldn't do that, right? Because it's limited. The mosaic button speaking to you. Yeah, man. Do it. Do it. Peer pressure. The Wee knife cybernetic. That's actually a really cool looking knife, but it kind of is giving me like Shiro vibes. Anybody else? It's kind of reminding me of Shiro, especially these two down here. That all silver one that's already sold out. Wow. Or maybe they hadn't gotten it in yet. Maybe it hasn't come in. Kind of giving me some Shiro vibes. Not that it looks, it's not a clone or anything, just giving me that vibe. And I think it's just because it's the clean line. So what is this? Is this a flipper tab? Let's look at one of these because you can't actually see it. Oh, it's a top flipper. Okay. That's why you can't see it. So definitely not, I mean, it may be influenced by Shirogorov, but it's definitely not trying to steal any design elements, in my opinion. What's up, Blake? Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate that. I'm just checking out some stuff, doing some shopping. Let me know what you got in your pockets. I asked earlier for a few folks, but I think people are popping in and out. So I don't know if I got to see what everybody was carrying or if I missed anyone, just throw it back in there again because it is a little hard to look down and up, but this is at least easier to kind of multitask. The Nemesis Max. I don't even know if I've heard that brand before. I feel like I'm always discovering a new brand for real. And speaking of, well, they're not a new brand to everyone here, but has anyone seen the reviews for the, let me make the screen a little bit bigger so y'all can see it a little bit better. Come on. I probably need to bring my mouse from the PC downstairs up here, but oh wow, the white screen really makes it show up a whole lot better. Maybe I need to do that before I start showing stuff. But I think it's the Chiral 2 is how it's pronounced from Megaron. This one here, I really like this one. It's got micro milling, which I know you're not going to be able to see here. You'll be able to see that in the full review. But I'm really liking this. There's a lot of good here. And there's a couple things that I definitely will pick up on in the review, but for the most part, this is a recommendable knife. M390 in titanium, um, really well built. And again, I think this is 60 to 62 also for the heat treat from what I was, if I remember right, from what I was researching. Really like that one a lot though. That's a really sweet blade, and I've had that in the pocket a couple times already since picking it up a few days ago. I think Tuesday. No, Monday, because today's Wednesday. It's been at least 2 days, and I've had it like as a third pocket. What's up, Byron? Damn, man, we're coming over for dinner. You got extra? That sounds good. I think you just made my stomach growl. Yeah. All right, let me keep looking here. Oh, let me share. Make the screen small again. It's trippy to kind of to this, but I imagine just like with the recording, man, my earlier recordings, whew. And I was trying to use I had I think a Nikon or a Sony, and I was trying to use that camera because in natural light it would take really good videos, but not so much in like low artificial light. Those early videos were tough, and it took me a while to kind of figure out, and I had to really work on my editing game. So let's see here. Some piranha knives. They just made autos legal here, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago in Virginia, and I've enjoyed checking some of them out. I think the only two that have remained in my inventory, as far as the full size ones, have been the Hogue Counter Strike. I really love that for daily carry. It's a really good size and very functional. And then I have the currently in the pass round group, I have the Tatcom Vigor 2. I really like that one. They collaborate, or I think Best Tech is the OE, which means, someone else is the OE. But I like that one a lot. That one's really nice size for EDC. It's a little bit thicker than the Counter Strike, but a little bit shorter in length, handle length. So I really like that one. And then I have in the pouches a couple. I have both have Tatcoms in them right now. What's up, Illuminati? Yeah, man. G-Ball, I'll tell you what. I'll shoot you my info over on Instagram. Just contact me and let me know, what it is that you're looking to do and what you would like to learn. I'm happy to share. I spent hours looking on YouTube trying to figure stuff out and how to use things, um and I still, even to this day, when I look at some videos about that stuff, I find that I've been doing it like the hard way, like the roundabout hard way, not realizing that there's easier stuff. But I'm happy to share anything with you and anything I can do to try to help you, man, for sure. It is tough. The editing part of it takes so much time. I literally was using like an 8-year-old laptop, and I just finally got tired of it because it was so slow. I would have to render and then bring the rendered copy in order for it to play seamlessly. So I just decided to finally break down. It was an 8-year-old machine. I bought this Alienware M17, and that was huge for me for editing. But I can definitely answer any questions and try to help in any way, my man, for sure. Who else is in here? A whole night eggplant has been 384. Winter. Y'all are talking about food. Y'all are gonna make me hungry. Did I pick a bad time to do this? I guess I usually do eat like around 7:30, but I'll be all right. I'm shopping. I'm silent shopping. I didn't really see anything that jumped out at me beyond EDC Pinkerton Slim, $65. That's an interesting blade shape. What's the material? 14C28N. That's not bad. That's a pretty good price. Micarta, is this nested? Yeah. And nope, flush scales. They sit right on top of it. That's a pretty interesting little knife there. What's the size? 8.75, not a small knife. This is actually a large knife. I wonder who the OE is for this one. Sony camera. Okay. Yeah, I had a Sony before I just went back to using the phone. Uh, the one that I had though had the interchangeable lenses, and Jeremy Sears, I saw he actually switched to one that had a fixed lens that just kind of zoomed in and out for simplicity and for versatility and to be able to carry it. So depending on what you're trying to do, we can't really use it because I don't know. We'll figure it out, man. Yeah, so for editing, I'm going to tell you because it's free and it's superb, is going to be DaVinci Resolve. The free download, you do not need to get the to pay for that one. The free one has like 90% of everything that's offered through DaVinci Resolve. The paid one unlocks some really cool features, but unless you're into like movie making, you're not going to need that. Yeah, lighting is important. Yeah. Definitely lighting. I would show you this contraption that I have up here now. I actually can't even face it to me. In the garage, it was different because it was so dark. There was no windows nearby, so I could kind of have it off to the back and point it down at the lowest setting, which you could see it was washing out some of the blades that had that polished finish. But up here, I'm using it to reflect off the ceiling. And unfortunately, the screen in the background is bringing in a little extra light, and you can kind of see the reflection off my glasses. I used to wear contacts, but I don't even want to get into that. I haven't been wearing contacts for the last few months just because I saw some medical reports, and you got to be careful with that stuff. Which your body's a temple. Hmm, I did not know that, Byron. Interesting stuff. All right, let's see here. We are not making much progress. We're only 4 pages in, and we've been going for 35 minutes. Hmm, that's a pry bar from Flatanium. They're doing pry bars now? I don't think that I knew that. This has got to be something new. Not an awful price. It looks a little long and skinny. I like to carry stuff in pouches like that, that type of stuff. I like to carry in a pouch. Um, so that wouldn't really work for me. And they're making pocket clips for Boker. I don't know if I would have started with Boker. What's up, Midwest Gear? Thanks for stopping in. Your body's a tent. Still, man, you want that tent to stay upright and protect you. Max Ace. Tell me that doesn't look like a Sabenza a little bit. The Peregrine? Peregrine? Probably not saying that right. Definitely giving me Sabenza vibes. Um, but I will not call it a Sabenza. What do we got here? Ooh, ZDP. Interesting. 8.25, full size knife. I like that. Woof, 4.87 ounces, 5 ounces. Actually, that's not that bad. I don't know why I said woof. That's really not that bad. China, no surprise there. Very interesting. Not a bad price for ZDP drop point. You got that, what is that? Copper? Copper carbon fiber. Man, it has a top flipper. That's the second one I pull. Oh, and it has a thumb stud on one side. Sabenza? Just saying. Reminds me. Not saying it's a clone. Just giving me that vibe. And that pocket clip. Hold up. That pocket clip too. Nah. I think I caught the nose of it on the way out because Chris Reeves has that really thin pocket clip that works really well, but it doesn't match the aesthetics of the knife at all, in my opinion. I still haven't checked out the Black Mirror. I saw it on the secondhand market a couple times and just I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger. It was a good price too. It was like 110 bucks or something like that a couple times. And it kind of appeals to me, but you know what it reminds me of? Well, I don't know which one came first. Definitely gives me that Migueron Moriarl vibe with a more lengthy, curvier handle, probably skinnier too. But this one here, the Valona, if you like a big knife, if you like something to EDC that's regular size, man, the Moriarl is just absolute banger. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Oh, I keep looking at the second monitor. This one here, I use the hell out of it. I don't know with the, oh yeah, so the monitor is actually helping. You can see the marks on there where I'm taking it through like cardboard and other material. Let's see, yeah, you can see that. And then I took the edge out. It's not a polished edge. Well, it's not a mirror polished edge, but it took a really good edge. And man, taking some material down after wearing it out and using it and getting to the next layer on this one, it has really been impressive. So 14C, definitely one of my favorite mid-tier steels for sure. But I just really like this one, and they came out some with some really good looking variants. But I try not to. It doesn't always work, but I try not to buy multiples of a knife that I've experienced just for the aesthetics because I do like that one. But the Stormtrooper one is sweet, and it does tickle on my Star Wars nerves, heart or chords, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, they got some vault cases. Nice. Let me make sure I'm not getting too behind on chat. Worn out tent at that. Needs patches. Come on, Byron. A a little. Yeah. Good luck with that. Man, little Fidel. I forgot all about her. I haven't seen her do knife content in so long. I think she moved to Florida too. Did she not? Man, you know that concept? I really like the Tuckamore. I really like the look at that, but it kind of also is giving me vibes of another knife, and I can't quite place my finger on which one it is. I don't know if maybe it's like the Axon-ish, like kind of reminds me of the Vero Axon a little bit, but that black and green, man, that just jumps off the screen. What type of carbon fiber is that? Do they tell you what the pattern is, or they just call it fat carbon? 8 inches. That's a good size for EDC. What's the price on it? 207. It's got to be S35. No, they switched to 20 CV. Thank you, Concept, for moving away from S35VN. I love S35VN, but at the price point for 20 CV for 200 bucks, titanium. Is it titanium? Carbon fiber and titanium. That's got to be some type of. It just says green carbon fiber handle. Can we make this a little bit bigger without being blurry, please? Why is it so blurry? Come on, Blade HQ. I need you to that's a thumb hole only. Man, that is super clean, closed, and open. Man, that's a 20 CV titanium with carbon fiber. Depending on how they're doing their heat treat on their 20 CV, that's a very interesting knife. Yeah, I know that Max Ace has a reputation for that, but I do think that they do their own thing as well enough to where, I don't think it's a direct clone. I think I call it inspired by a different knife. It is hard, right? There's so many knives out there. It's so hard to be completely unique these days unless you do something outlandish like Arcane Design, or Eliza Witch. I think you have to do something like that. And sometimes you can alienate some folks that like clean lines or some, simpler, classier, or classic designs. So it's a risk. And I think, Arcane Design has some very interesting designs. But what I have found with his handles, for me, the handles are just too thin. For my big hands, it's actually quite uncomfortable. I feel like I'm carrying like a gentleman's knife in hand, but then have this big chopping blade that definitely could do work for sure. I haven't experienced the Bestech Man Mini, but I've experienced a couple of the other of the Bestech Man, and the quality is there. So if you like the knife and you like the price, that's definitely a good one too. But I think we're into some old stuff. I wanted to check because NAF sales, they do some stuff with some used stuff, and I pulled this up before the stream started, so I'm just gonna refresh. Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably behind because the last time that I looked at it is when uh, Tri-State pulls it up on Sunday. What do you mean? What's up with my one and done EDC use? Are you talking about when I have to sell stuff? Yeah, I have some stuff for sale, and I do that because if I'm not carrying it a lot, and I have found that sometimes when the knife gets over a certain price point for me, I kind of am apprehensive to carry it and use it like I do all of my other knives. So I end up moving those along to free up funds for the channel content. Trust me, I would love to keep them all. I don't know if my wife would like that, but I would love to keep them all. But, the smart thing for me to do is enjoy it and experience it for a little while and then just kind of move it along. But if there's a chance for something at a higher tier to be moved along, I do pull back a little bit on the use of it and everything. So one of the ones that is on uh, deck, for lack of a better way to explain it, is going to be the DLT exclusive River's Edge, the Sharp by Design full-sized Evo with the shredded carbon fiber. It's an absolute beautiful knife, but I just have too much channel funds tied into it. This one I do have skiffs installed on it. Man, it's got such a good detent. Just making sure I'm out of the way. And some people struggle with it, but I can reverse flick it if I can remember where to put the finger. You just got to go down a little bit lower. Instinctively, I want to kind of go into the larger part of the opening, but hmm, maybe it is. Yeah, it's a little bit lower, but it is tight. You got to work for it. It's definitely not intended for that. Um, and then Frank, you talking about the full size Evo? Yeah, it is full size for sure. So here it is against the TRM Atom, and I don't know how well that'll come through, but it's actually longer than the Atom with the butt lined up. It sticks out just a skosh more on the handle. I mean on the blade, and it lines up perfectly with the handle. It's full sized. It hangs out the back here. When I had the Mini Evo was like this. I was just starting to hang off the back. So this is full sized. It feels fuller in hand. And uh, if you're familiar with Sharp by Design, all his pocket clips are the same. And I actually have my Mini Tempest back there, but the pocket clip. Let me go back to that brighter screen on Knife Sale. I think that actually helps the camera focus. You can see the satin on here. It doesn't have any scratches. So, and that's what I'm talking about. If I'm not going to carry the knife, then I'm just going to free it up and give it to someone else that's going to want it. And it's going to help me because I can fund other things. Or in some instances, I may have made purchases that I'm just recouping funds for. So it's not always to buy things, sometimes it's to recoup. There's a couple things coming in. Some of it's budgety, and I think one of it is kind of more mid-tier, like $200 to $300. So I like to recover that money and then set it aside for anything else that might be coming up. Like I said, if I could, I would keep them all, bro. But that's kind of, hey, what's up, Casey? Thanks for stopping in, bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do wish I got the full size, but I do love my mini Evo. Man, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it was small for me. I think it's a great knife. It's a great gentlemanly size, but it was a little bit smaller than my mini Tempest, which is like over there on the bed. I did pull out some stuff to show off or talk about, not to show off. And I do love the Evo, man. It's ergonomically, it's so nice. And Riot just absolutely killed it. It is beautifully done. I love the knife, but I got to be smart and I got to make sure that I want to experience those mid-tier things, but I do a little bit at a time and move them along. I try to do them in groups so that I can free up funds to kind of get whatever I want to look at on the channel and talk about that might be exciting to me that I want to share with you all my thoughts and what I'm thinking about it. So, what would I choose for my one and done? Man, that's always a tough question. That is a tough question. One and done for me that I could carry anywhere. That'd be tough because I don't think it would be something that you could take out on a date night. Um, but if I had to choose the one and done, it'd probably be, well, let me grab it. It's It's probably the longest tenured knife in my inventory outside of one other Civivi that I kept because I kind of liked it. So it's going to be the Shaman. I'm going to switch back to Knife Center for the bright light. Uh, I've had a couple of variants of these. This one here is the XHP. I swear I can talk. And it has the black wash blade. Spyderco does such a great job with their heat treat. And, this one just really resonates with me. I really love the ergos on it with the skinny scales or even with the factory scales. It's such a great, comfortable knife to use. So familiar with it. I love the phosphor bronze on there. I know a lot of people don't like washer knives, but when I'm breaking down boxes and the little dirt and debris and the dust flies towards the pivot, I don't worry about it getting dirty and gunky and immediately going and cleaning that up. And this one here, it's perfectly centered. I don't know if it'll show up on camera. Perfectly centered, no blade play. I don't know if I could even get that to show up on camera. No side to side. I have like if I wrench, I can get a feedback of clicking, but I can't really see it, and it drops shut. It's hard to find sometimes with Spyderco, because they are high production to find a really good quality knife. Let's put it on the table. Um, where is it off centered? Is there a little bit of blade play to get it to drop? And I've always found taking them apart, cleaning them, and kind of just making sure that everything is symmetrical on the holes and polishing up the washers, you can get really good action out of them. And I know some people are like, it's not a good detent because if you don't if you try to go against the detent ball and because it's not on bearings, it's not just going to continue and follow through. But I mean, I have never had an issue, honestly, with just giving a little bit of effort and opening these knives. Um, and I just like how solid they feel. And, doesn't hurt that they're made in the USA either. Sorry, yeah, I didn't realize that's what you were asking. I thought you meant like buying it, carrying it once and being done, like sarcastically asking me. Yeah, no, I got it now. And if you're wondering, these were um, RGT. These are the RGT scales, and then the MXG clip. I like the Lynch clips, but I found that MXG has a little bit of it's a little stronger, so they don't want to slide out of the pocket. Whereas Lynch, I feel like they engineered their clips with the G10 scales, which are super grippy, so they give to come out of the pocket a little bit easier. With the MXG, I found that they kind of pinch the pocket and start to pull like my shorts up. So they work really well if you have like an aftermarket scale that's smooth like titanium, or if you get copper or bronze, or the fat carbon or carbon fiber. Their clips work really well with that. And I don't know that if they did that on purpose or what, but let's get back to, I just wanted to browse with everyone on Knife Sale. Yeah, Hungry Bird. The lunches do slide out, I found with the aftermarket scales. But are you saying they slide out even with the G10? Because I feel like their G10, it's so grippy that I feel like that's why lynches have such an immediate swoop. If you look, and I know it's probably going to be hard to see, the bend is not as sharp of an angle on the MXG, and I also feel like the tension's just stronger. I want a Manix, but I'm leaning towards a Para 3 Maximate. Well, I would say the Manix is going to be in between Para 3 and Shaman. So it's kind of that medium EDC size. I wish I had my Manix here. I don't have it here. But the Para 3 is definitely going to be, it's going to give you the ergos to hold in hand very comfortably. It's just going to have the smaller blade and it's going to be lighter weight than the Manix for sure. If you don't want something weighing down on your pockets, or if you like the extra space in the pocket, I keep the Para 3 and the Sage 5 for summer carry and the bug out. And the bug out's a gift from my wife. It was my first Benchmade. And it was a while ago and I got a good deal on it and it's 20 CV. So it seems really well done. I've touched up the edge on it and it's held really well. So I'm very happy with it. And mine, again, I've had it so long and broken in that I don't have slop in the pivot. It's not rock tight. You can wrench and start. Like if you really give on it, you can start to feel it. But I don't have that issue and it has really smooth action. I've been very happy with it. But I also upgraded to titanium scales from Flytanium. I don't like the FRN on those knives. I wish they would move away to G10 like what Hogue does. I think it would be so much nicer for people when they experience it right out the box. Vaping Grandpa. I see you, Knives Ass. Casey, thanks for stopping in, brother. Disc golf practice? We gotta talk, bro. Did I miss something from Hungry Bird earlier? Sorry, I'm leaning over to try to read. Not much with the G10, but the carbon fiber does grip so much. Doesn't grip so much. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was experiencing too. I moved away from Lynch on a lot of the clips just because on the aftermarket scales that I tend to lean towards putting on my knives, they were slipping out, man. I was having that problem too. But back to NAF sale. Let's take a quick gander real quick before everyone starts to leave me. I don't know who else is streaming later. But that Mass V2, what was that? 140, 139. It was 139 new. You can't get them right now, but I do know that Kevin is working on getting this back in some way, shape, or form because it's been so popular. The black wash and the satin, so he has one of each. So if you missed out on the Mash V2, it's out on NAF sale right now. Bridgeport, I know a lot of people like Bridgeport. I don't know. This is the version 2 carbon fiber 20 CV, $160. Is that retail? I feel like that's a little no, because they're like 180, 190. Is that right? I appreciate you stopping in, Casey. I know you're probably gone now by the time I'm reading, responding to your comment. I appreciate you stopping in, brother. And I'll catch you on Friday afternoon. I try to come in on Friday afternoon. He's gone. I'm talking to him like he's here, but I do try to go Friday afternoon, but sometimes meetings keep me from that. Case Marilla, I've had the Marilla, and it's just such a thick geometry, and there's just a few little things with that knife that I'd like to see them tweak because I think it could be a really good model. I actually like the Marilla better than the other one, and I'm blanking on the name of that one. Yeah, big hands, don't even worry about it, man. I have typos when I'm paying attention. They got a Kaiser Sheepdog 120. I picked up the premium variant with the holes milled out of the titanium with the flipper tab only, and I think it was S35 VN steel. Kaiser was doing that for a while with their older stuff. Picked that up for like $130 on clearance. I need to get into the garage, delete the flipper tab, and then I need to get to with a machinist because I want to do a proper hole opening hole on it. I've gone back and forth with thumb studs and holes, but when I close it and just see how much space there is, I just feel like the opening hole is going to be better. Oh, what's up, Hag? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it, man. What do y'all have in your pockets? I haven't really checked to see how many folks are in here. 14. Yay. We had way more for the giveaway, but I kind of get that. I just like to know that I am going to have some people come by and say, hey, and visit for a little while. Yeah, it just looks so much better with the opening hole. $50. Oh, it's the mini. I was like, $50 for a full size. I might have to like snatch that just because it's such a good deal. I love the pyrite, but what happened was they came out with the Echo. And the Echo for me, with the larger hands, just a little bit of extra real estate, man, and that blade shape. Now they only had the drop point pyrite when I picked up this, and then well, actually, I think the warning came out right before I picked this one up, but I had grabbed the budget variant, the one that was 50. I had picked that up first, and I love how this feels in hand ergonomically. To me, this is just a little bit more comfortable, and I really like a sheep's foot blade. I feel like that blade shape really is my favorite for EDC task. Blake, yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, yeah, Mattisfaction, go in there and say hi to Matt. I love Matt. And I don't mean to step on anyone's toes. It's just I picked a time that I can actually do it, that I try not to jump over top of anybody else. But it's hard because there's so many lives that happen. And I appreciate y'all stopping in, saying hi. You know, thank you so much. I love the support and the interaction. And it's an opportunity because in the reviews, I love doing the reviews and kind of talking about it from my perspective and what I think about it, and hopefully giving some good feedback for anyone that's considering or validating their purchase. But you don't get to interact and you don't get to talk and have questions. And I love this community. I love interacting with y'all in the chats, and I wanted to be able to do the lives to kind of be able to reciprocate as well and talk live and in person. What's up, Dwayne? Thanks for stopping by, brother. I appreciate it. Sage was your first Spyderco, and it's still an amazing knife, isn't it? Did you get the Sage 5 or did you have one of the others? I mean, they're all great, but I love the Sage 5. I've come back to it twice. I totally regret selling my N4 variant. The coated blade on that one, it has like that see-through coating on it. I love that finish. I'm a moron for selling that one. I kicked myself for that. Um, well, someone I knew wanted it, and they were having a really hard time getting it, and I try to keep funds coming in on a regular basis for stuff for the channel, but I do miss it. I do miss it. No, yeah, even the Sage Lightweight, I did get the Parsons scales just because I like the look of the shredded carbon fiber. But the lightweight scales, I like those better than the G10 scales. I feel like they aren't as aggressive, and I like the aesthetics of it a little bit better. I think it's spaced out well. I think it really lends to the look of the knife. So I like the FRN Spyderco does. I think in some instances, I think it actually looks a little bit better. Thanks, Ag. I appreciate it, bro. Wait, somebody said, hey, to Knife Dope. Did I miss Knife Dope? What's up, my brother? If you're out there, um, yeah. What's up, Knife Dope? I missed you, man. I was probably looking up at the screen. Thanks for stopping in, bro. I appreciate it. Much love. That's another good channel. If you guys don't know about Knife Dope, go and get your fix. He's got some sweet content. I love to hear his perspective. We agree on a lot, don't always agree sometimes, but I definitely love hearing what he has to say. He's very insightful and very thought out. Great channel. Go check out my brother. And if you like, give him a sub and a follow. Help your boy to go viral. Kaiser drop by 805. Man, these things are coming on the secondary market cheap. That is a great knife. That's a really good deal. I think they were like, what, 140 when they first dropped? So like half the price. Glad to see you guys coming through and saying, hey, I appreciate y'all stopping in. And like I said, I know that there's other channels that have stuff going on. I just had to kind of do it at a time that I could where people could actually attend. I've seen a couple. I've tried to jump in. Like I said, Casey does that one Friday at noon. If I don't have a meeting, I try to listen while I'm working. I can't necessarily always be on the screen. And then I've checked out duties on the weekend. He does a real early morning one, and then of course, the Blade Cartel Saturday night. I do try to stop in, but sometimes y'all boys be up late. Kaiser Begleiter, that is a great knife, and that button lock variant there specifically, I think that's the one that I had is really well done. Kaiser has left a bad taste in my mouth with their customer service in the past when I've had some issues with their knives, but that one was really well built. Sabenza for under 500. And Cinco Magna Cut. Looks like somebody put an edge on it. That is not a factory edge. Ooh, here is, yeah, so Sharp by Design with the, what do they call the holes? The vented, I think they call it the vented holes. 390 up on knife sale. Like I said, I got one right here, selling it for a little bit less than that. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Again, and I have the Atom up as well. The TRM Atom. It might help if I make this a little bit bigger. I like the look of that one. But I'm not a huge speed hole fan, and I worried about like pocketing and all that stuff. So, and let me go back to Blade HQ with for the win with the lighting here. But the Atom's in really good shape. This is the 20 CV variant. I really do like this knife, but as I already told you all, the Shaman's kind of in the same space, even though not quite as thin and slicey. But for my slicer, I'm keeping the Maverick. I got it with the Purple Haze Fat Carbon, and that's really what's kind of taking that place. And then this one here competes with the Mini Tempest, and the Mini Tempest is used. So I know that I could get a little bit of a return on this and give someone something that's a really nice example if they're interested in something like that. And then the last one that I still have, because I already sold the Voodoo, is the Venom Jack with the blue. Really like this. This is super clean. I haven't even cut with this one. Um, and I hate having knives that I just I'm reluctant to use. So I might as well get it to someone else that's going to use it. Man, Big Hands, do you have an Instagram? You could do a video. Or hell, man, just post a short under your profile. Post a short, just throw it out there. I mean, I just decided one day I wanted to start doing it because I had opinions and I had thoughts, and I wanted to share and start a connection with folks. So you gotta start somewhere. Oh, I forgot to make this so that you can see it again, and I just minimized instead of. So let's finish rolling through here. A little bit over my time, but I did want to kind of at least get a couple pages in. We got a ProTech Malibu DLC 20CV 265. Man, those things have skyrocketed new though. That's new price, right? Aren't they still 240 new? That might be a little bit high. Let me just see. Let's go back over and check. Just curious. Tech Malibu. They should still tell you the price even though they're sold out, right? That's the operator. That's this one. 280. 280. Wow. So no, he's not asking too much based on what it is new. I did not realize they had gone up so much. Is that right? Holy cow. Yeah, see, I remember them being like this 220. I guess the texturing and the blacked out hardware up here near the button. Yikes. I did not realize the blacked out one was so expensive. Big Devious, you got your Texture TI Neutron today. Nice. I love this jig pattern, man. This jig pattern is really well done. I really love it. I just can't keep that much money tied up in my inventory. I got to move some stuff. I'm really glad that I experienced it. But just my Spyderco's always end up kicking stuff out of the pocket. Like I really enjoyed it and I carried it a few times and then I went right back to the Shaman. And it's not a comparable sliciness, but for what I'm doing, I'm not going to notice a difference in the cutting performance. And I just need the money for other stuff, to recover. Synapse 300. That's the regular Synapse? Man, I've owned that knife, that variant once, but three of those knives, I always go back and grab them and then I get them in hand and I just kick myself because I'm like, yeah, I forgot how it's just a little too small for me. What's up, Frank? Yeah, the texturing's more. Yep. The Parson scales are nice. I like them. I will say aesthetically, I still think that the lightweight scales look better. Um, but the shred carbon fiber on here is real nice. I don't think I have done the review for the scales. I'll have to do that when I do this unboxing here in a little bit. So let's go back to Blade HQ for that boosted lighting. So is it marbled? No, this is the shred. The marbled looks like it's paintbrush, right? A little too close there. But because of the way the liners are, the liners match the handle shape, so there's no skinny option for this one. But again, Spyderco does their knives ergonomically, and what I love about the Para 3 and the Sage 5 is I can still get that full purchase on there. I go past the jimping a little bit on the blade itself, but I'm able to get all four fingers on there, long as I don't go back. If I go back, I'll fall off. But I'm always holding these like this for whatever cutting task, and this one too. This one's not quite as broke again as the Shaman or my Para 3, but it's getting there. I mean, I call it shake to close, but I really like the Parson scales. I'm very happy with them. So, the knife that I'm looking to get next, I don't know that I'm looking. I'm actually recouping. So I have the XOM coming in when I think it's DLT. No, it might have been Smoky Mountain. It might have been Smoky Mountain. Well, they gave the option to kind of pre-order for the next round, and I purchased that, but they didn't run it until the card. They didn't run the card until it came in, and then I also picked up the Mayhem because I didn't know that that was going to be available. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I got two FGs coming because I didn't know which one I wanted, the Vision FG from Civivi, and then one Sentinel Strike coming in. So it's just sometimes I sell to buy something, and then sometimes I know that I need to act quickly because, like the FG, some of them have already sold out. And I put in pre-order to get one, and then I saw that I got the satin finish, and I really like the micarta that Civivi does, so I did want to check that out. And I'm debating doing a scale swap because I think the jade might look better on the all blacked out, and I think the micarta might look better with the satin. So I may look at it visually just to see that because I've done that before with another Civivi. But it's a little bit of a turnoff because when you get the black wash, you lose a heat temperature, lose a HRC, and it bumps it down. But I think that's just psychological. I don't know if I would notice a huge difference in that. But just to answer the question, I have stuff coming in that I'm recouping funds for in on these sales here. I miss them though when they're gone. That is for sure. Yeah, Big Hams, just throw it up on a short on YouTube. I think I said Instagram, YouTube. Do a YouTube short. If you have an account, you can do it. Let's see here. Yeah, the pictures do make them look kind of um they do look cheap, but they're really well made, the Parson. So what I'll do, it probably won't post for 2 weeks because I'm already out to the 19th or the 20th for what I have scheduled out on there. So I'll either try to do a short because sometimes I can get the quality on those. It's kind of hit or miss with YouTube with shorts, or maybe it's just when I'm watching it off of Wi-Fi. But I'd really like to just do a full-on video for these to talk about them and talk about some of the differences. If you asked me, is it worth upgrading to on the Sage? No, no. I like them and I like the way that they look, but functionally, um, I like the lightweight scales better. I think they actually truthfully on the knife, because to your point in the pictures, this looks cheap. You have to see it in person to appreciate them. I think that the Sage 5 scales, the bi-directional pattern and the Spyderco emblem in the center for the landing pad for the pocket clip, I think all of that ties together nicely. Personally, I think other people would probably disagree. Now, if I could find some fat carbon, camo carbon, if somebody would please make some for these, I would probably jump on that because that just really makes everything jump for me. Really makes it jump for me. The the smock doesn't get carried as much anymore either because it's not coming back, and I worry about wearing this one out. So this one here has the Jungle Wear carbon fiber, and it has that coated M4 blade. And it's been used, but I've really pulled back on this one here. And unfortunately, I had that Lynch clip on here that I talked about that slides out, but I love the way that it matches here, and I just don't think it's worth investing in something else. But this has both detent balls in it, has skiffs in the pivot, and I could part with this one though. So I've contradicted myself a little bit here, but there are some instances where I have knives that I do not carry a ton. This is one where I don't see myself parting with it. I've never even had the urge at all with this one. I love this design, and I think it's a knife that crosses over into hard use and then also can go in the pocket on a date night. It's a little loud because of how I built it, but you could definitely throw it in an organizer and stuff it down in the pocket. I pulled way more knives out tonight than I intended. Yeah, coated blade. Yep. Yeah, the Atom is a great knife. And I will sell this one, but I really enjoyed it so much that I could probably see myself justifying getting like the micarta variant or the G10 variant and actually keeping it and using it. This is just too much money tied up into this one knife for me right now for content for the channel. And I probably would even keep an eye out on the secondhand market and see if I could even score one really cheap. Because if I do that, I keep the knife. So the Mini Tempest that I had, it was like the $425 variant, and I found it for under 300 on the secondhand market, and I've kept it, carried it, and used it, like not even hesitating. For some reason, for me psychologically, that $300 ceiling, when I'm up under that, no hesitation. Use them all day, carry them. Don't care if I nick them, scratch them. And then as soon as I hit that above that, I all of a sudden I'm just like, ooh, I got to be careful with that. And what I'm going to be doing, where am I going? Am I going to damage this? So I really just find that I pull back at that ceiling. Vape and you want that smoke, man? I don't know that I've ever even seen another smock with a coated blade, and that's when I started to like, oh man, maybe I should because I was carrying it. I was daily carrying that knife, and I would open packages without hesitation, and then when I realized that you can't get it no more, I pull back a little bit because I love that build. I absolutely love that build. I think the scales came out fantastic. I picked those up from Carbodize, and I think the one of the things, where did I put it? Here it is. One of the things that I think people miss on with this one is that no speed holes and lanyard tube was removed, and I think that just in it of itself really really improves the aesthetics on this knife. I absolutely love this thing. Never even thought about selling it. To me, it's pretty much like the bug out that's a gift from my wife, the nine, which is from my wife, and then this one here. You know, I normally wouldn't hesitate to sell a budget knife, but this one my wife picked up for Father's Day. I love this knife. Sentimental value goes a long way with me, and the fact that she has absolutely no interest in this hobby and spent money on me for it, uh, that that that's very special to me. So I'm getting a little sappy on you guys. Where did I close NAF sale? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh well, we're rolling up on 8 o'clock. Those scales make it look like a baby shaman. Which scales? Knife sales where you got your PM2. Nice. This is only social media, even if I considered that social media at that, I don't feel like I was missing out on anything till I got in the knife community. Yeah, I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that. And honestly, this is not my first attempt at a channel. I'm big into mountain biking. I've been mountain biking since I was 19. And under my personal account, I have like a handful of mountain bike videos out there where I tried to help some folks with some things that I struggled with for maintenance that I couldn't find, and I had to research and figure it out. And I posted some videos on that and just a couple of reviews on some stuff. But mountain biking's hard, it's seasonal. It takes a lot more effort to put the gear on and record that to get that out there. So I really just kind of pulled back on that because I enjoyed this much more. To me, this is much more interesting, and the community is phenomenal. There's a couple butt heads out there, but for the most part, like really good community. And I can say that about the mountain bikers too. But yeah, let me see. I want to make sure I don't miss anything before I wrap up. Those scales make it look like a baby shaman. Which one were you talking about, Big Hands? Big Hams, sorry. Are you talking about the you got to be talking about the Sage 5. Was it the Sage 5? Makes it look like, oh, I switched screens. I have to keep that in mind. I just don't like the bright light in my face. Oh, it does look kind of, maybe I do need to turn it up a little bit. I look like I'm like in the shadows a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better, right? Not that y'all really need to see my ugly mug, but man, it's really hard to get it to show up when the screen is on a darker screen. Are you saying that the Parsons make it look like a baby shaman? Oh, do they really? Let me go over there real quick. Let me see. I didn't realize that because Amazon's usually kind of slow to get the new knife. Oh my gosh, it's pulling up some sneakers. Maybe I need to type Civivi. I typed Vision FG and it pulled up some sneakers. It looked like soccer sneakers. Yeah, they do. I don't know if they have all of them. Let me go into this one because usually you can tell. Oh, but they're priced a little bit higher. They have it, but it's a little bit more expensive. Oh, they have the all blacked out one. I think that's the one. I think that one looks sick, and I, I feel like Civivi does a good job with the G10, even though you generally see that on the Sin Cuts. I don't think you see it as much on Civivis anymore, but I'll drop that in here too for anyone that is interested. I think I missed. I'll drop that in the chat. The standard one. Yeah, I think you can find the smock a little bit more readily available these days. I think there's so much competition from American Blade Works, not from Benchmade anymore. I feel like they've kind of priced themselves out of the market. But I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm running a little bit over. I don't mind working closer towards 8 o'clock, but I know that like Manufaction's out there doing one, and I don't want to take too much time. And I kind of like to pop in and say hey too afterwards, but I also need to record a couple of videos. So I appreciate everyone popping in, and I will be doing this 6:30 to almost 8 o'clock slot every Wednesday. I enjoyed a lot. I appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out with me, and we'll probably start doing the giveaways here too. So big milestones, and or depending on if the channel generates enough revenue where I can pick up something to do for a giveaway, I'll do that as well. But I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and it was great to see him come back through here today and say that he got it and was so happy. I love that. So much fun. Thanks for stopping in. I hope all of you have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, peace. Love you guys.